suing your state over loss of Medicaid coverage. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to follow up on a topic that I've discussed here on the channel a few times over the last several months, and this just so happens to be a very important topic that directly impacts tens of millions of low-income Americans all across the country. Some people are taking matters into their own hands now, and it is becoming a free-for-all, which is what I want to talk about with you here in the video. Let's get right into it. Really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. There's that big old button waiting for you down there. If you have not hit that yet, make sure to subscribe. There's a lot of things going on right now. It's a very busy time of year, and again, I'm here for you every single day to help you out in any way that I possibly can, as well as pointing out anything out there right now that may be impacting you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account. As we know, a lot of things are changing very rapidly. So again, I truly do appreciate your support. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. And also, you may want to share this video with your friends, family, social media. And again, thanks so much. Subscribe, and let's get into it and talk about what people are now doing and why I want to bring this to your attention, because the numbers keep going up and up and up every single week, and a lot of more people are losing Medicaid coverages. All right, so if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me explain it really quickly. I'm not going to spend much time on this because I have talked about it before in other videos. However, at the starting in April of this year, 2023, they started something which they are calling the Medicaid unwinding, which, by the way, Medicaid, not to be mistaken with Medicare, two very different programs, okay? But basically, as a result of the Public Health Emergency Declaration, which was in place for about 3 years, that expiring, these states out there have started purging people or removing people from these Medicaid unwinding as a result of this that started in April. Well, as a result, the most recent numbers that I've seen, 5.2 million people have been unenrolled from Medicaid, which is up about 1.4 million people over just a few weeks ago when they came out and told us the latest numbers then. So we're still seeing more and more people. 5.2 million people as of right now have lost Medicaid coverages. Well, as a result of that, some people now are suing their states. Again, I'm not saying this is a good idea, but it's also not that bad of an idea, right? Okay, I am not suggesting we should all run out and sue our states. However, again, you make your own decisions, okay? Don't want to advise anybody what to do here, but you just never know, okay? So here's what's happening. On Tuesday, so just a few days ago, a couple different advocacy groups in the state of Florida came forward and sued the state of Florida over this exact thing, losing Medicaid coverages, because what's happened is basically the families were just unenrolled, or the people were unenrolled from Medicaid as a result of this unwinding when they really shouldn't have been in the first place. Well, as a result of that, now they're going after the states because they claim that they didn't have adequate knowledge, or basically being informed that they were going to be losing Medicaid coverages. In fact, I was reading about the lawsuit a little bit, and here's what I read about it. It's kind of interesting stuff. So it sounds like in one of the cases, an entire family was removed from Medicaid. And then again, this one in particular anyway, a child was not able to get this medical attention for a few weeks because they had no Medicaid coverages. In a second instance, the child was going in for just a routine vaccine at the time, and then the doctor's office called the day before and said, hey, you don't have Medicaid coverages. You're not covered. You're not insured. Well, that's what's leading to all this right now. Now, again, I know in these couple examples here, I talked about children and kids like this, younger people like that, but it doesn't pertain to just those people. These are just the cases that I'm talking about that I read about in Florida, okay? So if you want to read about it, by all means, look it up. But this is something that I would not be shocked one bit if we start seeing massive lawsuits coming across the entire country filed against states because of this, okay? Let me talk about some more other details here. Remember, in other videos that I've talked about this, they're suggesting 75% of beneficiaries that are being unenrolled from Medicaid is because paperwork was either filled out either incorrectly or not fully, or when the paperwork was submitted back to the state to make sure that those people would stay enrolled in Medicaid, it wasn't included in its entirety. In other words, for example, let's just say that there's 3 pages that need to be filled out. Maybe only 2 were returned back to the office, therefore not returned in its entirety. Therefore, the Medicaid coverages were lost, okay? So I'm just saying, this is what's going on, and I would not be shocked one bit, considering this is the first flow of these lawsuits against states. I would not be shocked one bit to see a bunch of these filings all across the country with basically every state out there. Again, I don't really know for sure. I'm just simply saying It's usually how it works, right? One person comes forward, one group comes forward, and all of a sudden everybody else kind of jumps on the bandwagon and says, hey, it's kind of a good idea. States have a lot of money, right? States are flush with cash right now. They have billions upon billions of dollars. Why not go for that, right? So I'm just saying, okay? I'm not advising anybody what to do. This is not legal advice in any way, shape, or form. I'm just simply telling you what I'm finding from the research that I'm doing. So again, you got to, do your own discretion. Do whatever you see fit for your situation. But there's a lot of people out there that are losing this Medicaid coverage. And again, I've been talking about this for a while, and why I've been making such a big deal about it, because there's a lot of people that are going to be losing coverages, okay? The numbers that I've been seeing out there, in fact, they were just giving more ranges. I've been reading a lot about this lately, where they're saying up to 24 million people will likely be losing coverages. And as of right now, we're sitting at 5.2 million. So we've got another, 18.8 million to go, according to these numbers here. Okay, that's a lot of people that are going to be impacted in this in a major, major way. And the examples that I've given in other videos too is this much. We don't want to have a situation where you think you're covered and all of a sudden you go maybe to a doctor's appointment. Hopefully, nothing ever bad is going wrong with anybody, but I'm just simply saying, a lot of times we go in for routine checks and stuff like that. You go in and they say, hey, I'm sorry, this must be a cash pay type of patient, right? Because you're not covered. And you think, wait, what are you talking about? I have Medicaid, right? No, and they'll say, I'm sorry, you're not covered, right? That'd be a huge headache. So my point that I've been making in all these videos that I've been talking about this for the last several months, since this started in April, and well, even before April, I've been talking about this saying, get ready, everybody. This is coming, and it's going to be ugly. It's going to be very ugly for a lot of people, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now, okay? So anyway, do what you got to do. And again, I don't want to sit here and tell anybody what to do, because that's not ever what I want to intend here in these videos. But I do want to keep you informed of what's going on, okay? I do know that a number of you here on the channel have already received your paperwork and sent that back. If you have not gotten it yet, you're going to be getting something. You should be receiving something. If not, you might want to get in contact with your local office or something like that, just to make sure that you're good to go, okay? It would be a bad time if all of a sudden one day you thought you were covered and then realized, wait, I'm not even covered anymore for whatever reason because of this unwinding. So my understanding of this is that all the states are essentially getting everybody to essentially re-enroll in Medicaid, because they're trying to figure out who's eligible, who's not. So they're sending out all this paperwork to beneficiaries, asking them to fill it out. In other words, here's the thing too. Medicaid is one of these things that's federally funded but state administered, okay? So the rules and things like that are probably a little bit different state by state. Also, the paperwork that you're going to be receiving is probably going to be a little bit different state by state. So it's probably a little bit difficult to understand exactly what is on the paperwork for each individual state, but it's probably going to be something along the lines of name, birthday, address, people in your household, as in number of people in your household, all kinds of stuff like this, income, stuff like that. It's going to ask all kinds of these details, okay? You want to make sure to fill that out as much as you can. Now, again, you got to make sure that you're filling out the proper paperwork. Make sure you're filling it out in its entirety, making sure that it's actually the real paperwork and not somebody that's trying to send you stuff just to fish around and get some of your personal information, because that's another thing that's happening as well, okay? We got to stay protected right now. Anyway, I came across this. I want to bring it to your attention here. And again, this is something that's going on out there. And I would not be shocked one bit to see this happening again. And who knows? Maybe some of you here in the community will get some ideas. Who knows? Everybody needs more money right now, right? Just saying. Again, not legal advice. I am not giving you legal advice in any way, shape, or form. Just saying this is what some people are doing. And, I'm not sure how the case is going to go. We have no idea yet. But, they probably have pretty solid ground to stand on. Again, I'm not an attorney, so I don't really know the details about this, but I'm just simply saying, if they were wrongly removed from Medicaid without adequate coverages and without adequate warning, I don't know. Might be a little bit of ground to stand on there, I would have to say, in my opinion. But again, my opinion does not matter whatsoever in this case. I'm just simply saying, seems a little bit interesting, right? So, didn't see that one coming, right? I think we all probably knew this would likely be coming to some degree. Anyway, hope this helps you out. Again, I'm going to keep an eye on this. There's a lot of things that are happening. This is happening in real time right now. According to the numbers out there, less than 40 states as of now are even unenrolling people, okay? So we've still got a bunch more states to go, 10 plus states to go as of right now. They're going to be unenrolling people, or this Medicaid unwinding. So it's probably going to get even more ugly here over the coming months. Either way, I'll keep you posted. Please make sure to subscribe down below, share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, take care, hope this helps, and catch you again later in the next video.